Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
You need a juice.
You gotta be refreshed, right?
Trust me.
When you were growing up, what was like the best juice you drank when you were coming up?
It has to be the homemade, like the Kool-Aid, or you know what I mean?
Hey, Kool-Aid! Yeah, crash, bang, boom, bam, Kool-Aid.
In a jug, you know, when you go inside the fridge and it's cold on a hot summer day. Yeah.
Instead of Kool-Aid, though, my mom wouldn't allow me to drink Kool-Aid, so we had the frozen juice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I had the frozen juice.
The pink lemonade?
Yeah, that's what it is,
yeah,
the frozen juice,
yeah,
you know? That's what you get.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was lit. You know what was a specialty too to me? Like was chubby. No, chubby. Chubby was like, oh my god, when my parents brought chubby home, it was like, oh my god, like tastes so good. It's so sugary, but it's so good.
Have you had one as of recently?
No.
It's not the same.
Is it really?
It's not the same.
Less sugar?
It's just weird.
Really?
Yeah, I was having one the other day, and I was like, this just tastes weird. And I turned to my friend, and she's like, yeah.
What
What
about
do you-
Buster?
What do you guys feel
like
about Nestea changing to Fuse, or this whole Nestea's not around like that no more?
I don't know.
I was stressed about it at first, because I'm a heavy Nestea drinker.
Exactly, me
That's sad.
too.
Yeah, I'm a heavy Nestea drinker, so R.I.P. Nestea, we love you.
But I mean, is it like a brand change or just a Fuse? Like the Nestea changed to Fuse? Like is it the same company?
It's the same thing. Essentially, it's the same thing. It tastes the same.
Supposed to be the same.
It tastes the same. They just rebranded.
Like a slight difference.
Slight difference.
Yeah.
But it's
If
not
you
a
drink
bad
Nestea-
difference.
If you drink Nestea,
It's not a bad
I
difference.
wasn't allowed to drink juice.
I don't have a straw.
What?
Really?
Yeah, once my sister turns 2, my mom cut that shit out.
Oh, wow.
So she makes you drink juice at 2?
No.
Oh.
I was maybe like 10.
Mm.
She was like, yeah, no more juice. She didn't buy it no more.
What do you think your mother was trying to avoid?
Diabetes.
Mm.
Because, you gotta watch out for it, especially when the people in your family have diagnosis or and when it runs in your family,
Yeah.
It's one less thing.
Yeah, no. Diabetes is
Preventative
tough.
measures.
Diabetes is tough.
Yeah.
Is diabetes in the Jamaican culture? I don't hear it too much on the Jamaican side of things.
I hear it's more of like a black people thing. Black
They
people
do.
have high
Yeah?
diabetics.
Caribbean in general.
Caribbeans.
Have
Yeah, but a lot of people don't get themselves checked, right?
Yeah, that too.
high blood sugar, all of that.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
Don't get checked?
Like,
Go
you
to
know, I'm
doctor?
supposed to go get checked or something. But I'm just like, yeah, I'm good.
But is it because you feel like if you don't know, then what you don't know, you won't kill you?
Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I could go check, but for me, I see just because I'm getting older, so people in my life are like, yo, you need to just check yourself out. And, I feel all right right now. So I'm like, I'm good. What if they go check and then they find something, I'm like, yo, let me just chill right now.
It's like finding out the worst. Like after not checking for so long, let me go check, and then all of a sudden, you got this. I'm like, holy fuck, why did I check?
Yeah.
Would you have?
Nah, they be rushing you into surgery. They be like, yo, we got to get this removed now. Right? Your life could just go from you're just finding out, which is a good thing because it's beneficial to help you.
Live longer for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a bad thing when, say, if you find out and it's like you're at the last stage or something.
Exactly, yeah. So
That's like someone's like, holy fuck, really?
Do you think that that's all men though?
I think it's a lot of Caribbean men for sure. They're just like, we're good, man. We're good. We drink my tea and,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the Magnum Show. It's your boy Vagez.
It's your girl Tia Taylorr.
And we have a very, very, very special guest today. Two-time guest. He was on Unplugged, and now he's on the big league. He's stepped it up to the main room. I want to introduce my homeboy, Germz. Man, welcome to the fucking podcast, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Mental health check. How have you been?
I've been blessed. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, I have to say I'm at an 8 right now because there's always room for improvement. But I'm feeling good, feeling confident. Like it's the height of summer right now. A lot of exciting things coming up for the summer. So yeah, like my calendar is crazy, booked, busy. But at the end of the day, it's like I got to show up for it. This is what I wanted. So, I always wanted to have food on my plate. So now that it's there, I'm not complaining,
That's what's
So
up.
yeah,
That is good.
all the time.
Tia might not know this, but have you seen the Guyanese Cipher?
No.
You didn't see the Guyanese Cipher, and Nisa Badge saw the Caribbean Link Up guy, and they did the freestyle together with the Guyanese flag. No, you never seen that?
No. When was this?
Oh my gosh.
Like it dropped
Pull it
probably
up.
like December times. Yeah.
I was
Sleeping on the rock?
no car accident and recovery. That wasn't really on mine.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay,
yes,
okay.
yes. Sorry to hear that. But hey, Germz is one of the gentlemen that was rapping in that.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of us together. We're all from Canada, and we're all, Guyanese. So tried to make the link up and open to making more connections too. Like, bare people reached out as a result of it. So, it's just opening the lane for people that are making music that represent this same similar culture upbringing from being from Toronto, especially, or Canada, wherever you're from. When you have those roots, like for back home, we all share something in common, like some similarities, some differences, but it's good to see the variety in the culture. There's all types of shades and colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not enough representation though on the coolie side when it comes to music in general. Why do you feel like that is?
I mean, it is, but we here now, we representing, and it's on these people to see us and love us and appreciate us the same way, like, So at the end of the day, like, I've been seeing a lot more because people have been sending them to me now. So people are like, yo, check out this guy in New York, check out this guy in LA, So there is people out there repping. So I just want to be one of those ones from Toronto, big repping. Yeah.
You have any plans on, like you said, you meet, you see other Guyanese people doing it in New York and LA. Do you have plans on like going to visit them, linking up with them, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
making songs with them? Like,
For sure. As soon as the record clears up and all that, I'm over there. Like, prior to me ever getting a charge or anything, like, I used to go to New York. I used to drive there. I used to be the driver. You know what I mean? So whether it's with my family, whole bunch of aunties in the back, we bring in food so we don't have to stop and buy stuff, and we're just rolling for like 9-10 hours, So I used to drive. We had some family in Pennsylvania, and I have a lot of family in New York, like the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens.
Let's
So-
love New York.
Pardon?
That's New York.
Good Guyanese people, they love New York.
Yeah,
Bronx,
they're out there
New York,
deep.
yeah.
Like, so, in the whole migration process from Guyana to Canada, it was like my dad's first sibling that left Guyana went to New York, and then the next one went to New York. But then there was like another one that ended up in Jane and Finch. You know what I mean? Yeah, so,
yeah.
and they don't know that that's a hood or anything because they left the slums, like where they would call like the mud house or the bushes or, you know what I mean? So that's where they're from. So when they come to this Toronto housing, they're like, you talking about ghetto. This ain't ghetto. This is like, but it's their perspective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Friggin', a lot of things have changed since the last time you were here.
Definitely.
A lot of things that we spoke about, a lot of doors, a lot of windows has been opened.
Mm-hmm.
Let's share some things about some of the things that happened from then to now.
Okay, so the last time I was here, I don't know if you know, so I'll just talk about it, right? So I was just addressing my concerns, like, summertime's approaching. I think back then was like about spring, and I was like always doing stuff in my community. So for the last 13 years, I've been doing basketball tournaments
Sick.
in my community, and then I wasn't always like a community guy, but my little brother was. And then he kind of held the torch for a bunch of years, and then now he has 3 kids, beautiful babies, and a lot of responsibilities. Hands are full. So, as he was like trying to, kind of retire, I just picked up the torch, and I've been, using my influence to basically help out the community. So the last time I was here, I was just saying because we're not Toronto housing, where I'm from, Village, it's by Caledonia and Lawrence in the West End. So basically, when you're not TACH, you don't get the certain supports that they would get. So the government has money and stuff to help and support these areas. So they do have funding for our neighborhood, but they just weren't aware because nobody's stepping up as a community leader or trying to, attend meetings and send the hundreds of emails and all these things that I started doing. So basically, I started connecting with people, being vocal about it, which led to me building relationships with people over the years since I've been doing positive things, right? People see me. I used to be, one of these dark Toronto mans, out here, but then I went through a lot of things and I realized that, I'm a big man now. I need to like, you know, get my shit together and use my influence for good if I can. If I have the ability to, why not? If I have the certain relationships and the love in the hood, like my hood is technically a little divisions, but everybody all respects me. And people will put their stuff to the side for the sake of the community and show support like that, you know? So the love is real. So I'm not going to use my realness to, you know, destruct people. I'm going to use my realness to, you know, advance my neighborhood. I'm trying to turn up for my neighborhood. You know, they're trying to turn us down. Nah, turn down for what? I'm out here. As long as I'm here, as long as I'm involved, are you guys crazy? You know, I'm going to turn all the way up, like, you know? So ever since the last one, I said we didn't have a space. We didn't have no funding. We didn't have no support. And then ever since then, emails, contacts, emails, Zoom meeting, team meetings, whatever it is, I'm showing up. I'm there for my community, putting my name, signing my name, standing up, taking the bullet. Like, you know, if anybody is trying to come for me, like, you know, there's so much things you need approval for you do stuff in the community, you know? I can't just make a flyer and just post it. It has to go through this person, that goes to this person, and this team, and that team, and the property management. So much pushback, you know? So me, I just know how to get things done. And I'm just like, you know, I'm going to just do it. And I have received a lot of negative feedback from the interview. Some people saying that, oh, you're coming on here talking to the city, like that's snitching. And I'm trying to talk to these guys like, it's not snitching, bro. Like I'm talking to the city of Toronto people that are people like me and you. These are people that grew up in the neighborhood and they're trying to help the neighborhood too. So, you know, there's like people thinking I'm talking to city officials, like I'm going to talk to some investigator. Nah, it's not like that, you know? Yeah, it's like a lot of nice people that grew up around here. They want to make a change, but they just, you know, they're not walking deep in the trenches to see what's going on. I'm grassroots in the community, so I know where it needs support, you know? And there was like so many things abandoned. The swimming pool abandoned, daycare center abandoned. And we were doing stuff without a space, out there, wintertime, outside, giving groceries to elderly people. They can't walk to us, then we're taking boxes to their door. And we're just doing this stuff, the most gulliest type of mans that you would assume, like, oh, these guys are grimy. And we're the guys delivering groceries to the elderly people. So, you know, don't judge us, like, you know, just because mans have a pass or certain, you know, type of friends, like associations with people, they might be like, oh, these guys are bad guys, but yo, you guys don't know us, you know? So we were doing that without a space, without permission. And then now we received a lot of support from neighboring neighborhoods that have the larger fundings, have reached out to us and helped us now.
Nice.
So we're, you know, using every association, every friendship, you know, different community people that I met years ago. I'm saying, yo, well, this summer I'm doing my program. Remember that favor we talked about 3 years ago? Like, I'm going to need that now, like, you know? So I just been very blessed to be able to pull these strings and do all these things and all my relationships with people. And, like, off the camera, we were talking about that, kind of. It might be a different topic, but, like, you know, how important, you know, relationships with people are. And, like, you know, you don't want to be burning bridges and dissing people and trolling people. And, you know? Because now I have very healthy and good relationships with a lot of people that, you know, they don't see, like, even if I was on my baddest day and they would see the good in me, you know, because they'd be like, yo, they know, like, I came from so bad. So, like, anything that I'm doing now is like, yo, just allow me know, like, you know, I can't live a little. You know, might see me at a party turning up, one of my split, yo, I gotta live too, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Going back to sorry, you have something? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you are who you are.
Yeah. I'm going back to fostering bad relationships. Like, I want to do a little deep dive on that one. I know we all were raised in some sort of community where, you know, the OGs had saying things. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, I'm glad that you're using your status for good. But we know that, you know, some people that we have grown up with, older heads, they have used their status for bad.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Why did you want to change the tide there instead of, like, turning your community to a fucking zombie land or like, you know what I'm saying, ops worst nightmare block? Like, why did you want to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna use our influence for the power of the people, technically.
And, like, you know, even like my neighborhood is not to say that it's just confined to my neighborhood because, like, you know, when I say product of my environment, it's more than just the neighborhood or even the youths are from there. You know, we have cousins go to schools, different places. So it's like Toronto has this effect on us, right? So pretty much when I was growing up, the OGs, I probably only had like a 1-2 good OGs. Like shout out to my boy Mikey. And like these are guys that probably 5-10 years older than me and never treated me like a kid. Like they just treated me like I was their age. And that was kind of rare because every other person that was on my block was like, yo, you have to finesse someone. You have to, you know, tell this person this is this price and then it's at next price. Or when they come through, we're waiting by the door, we're going to take that. And, you know, so everybody was just teaching you how to burn bridges, how to finesse people. And we have a word for it called fondies. So it's like we're just taught how to fondies, you know? And to be honest, that set us up for failure because, like, we're out here burning, you know, we'll meet people, you know, when you're youth, you meet random people, your brethrens, and then you're just trying to jam them later or something, you know? Yeah, so, like, you know, it's
You're
just
guilty. I like to you. Holy
Me.
crap.
it's just weird. Like, that's how kind of, like, people put that narrative on us. Like, you know, we come up from poverty, so, you know, see people have more than you, you know, you're not really, it's not a jealousy thing, but it's like, yo, you know, some people, it's like they're asking to be robbed sometimes, you know? But I don't promote none of that stuff still, but like I'm just talking about like, you know, the younger days and the younger, you know, mentality, right?
Yeah.
It's real though.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like, yo, let me try to flip the narrative because like I told these youths in my hood just the other day, like I've been trying to get them to forward to the program for 2 months. I see them outside. I'm like, yo, at least like I have a cooler with water, Gatorade, and some snacks. I'm like, yo, you guys forward, get some water, like, and you'll have this program. And they're like, yeah. But for 2 months, it took them till they finally forwarded, you know? And like I'm trying to take pictures, and they're like, and they're like, but at the end of the day, I talked to these youths, and I looked them in their eyes, and I'm like, yo, listen, like, I know you guys don't know me, but yo, I'm born and raised in this hood, and like, honestly, like, I could be like a big bro to you guys, you know, if you guys let me help you, because right now they're closed off, and you know the youth's like 14 years old. They're kind of like, you know, they're cooler than me, like you know, like they know everything, and I'm just, you know, man, them are laughing and giggling while I'm giving them the real talk, like you know. And if I wasn't on the community thing, they would have got boxes like a death house. I like,
Yeah.
but it's just like I'm just like, yo, you know, like okay, like, you know, let me know what your interests are, because maybe I could help you. Like if you want to be a mechanic, maybe we buy you your first tool set. You want to do a business auto detailing, show you how to do like a mobile auto detailing business, and we can get you startup money, or you know what I mean? Or you want to make beats, let's give you Fruity Loops or something. Let's get you a laptop. Or, you know, you want be an artist, so get you some studio time, help you make some music. Like, but if you don't tap in with me or let me know what I want, then, you know, it's only so much I can do. And I'm not writing for you for beef. You know, don't think that that's what this is, you know, but, you know, I'll, you know, put you under my wing, and if like you want, like, you know, some guidance, you know, and there's a bunch of us, it's not just me. So there's a bunch of other guys my age or close to that are trying to step up as leaders as well. So you're seeing that, you know, all of this stuff is just an idea in my head, put on paper, you know, spoken out loud, manifested, and now that it's actually coming to reality, and then you're seeing people starting to participate. So sometimes we take these group photos in the community, and I'm like, wow, like, look at this. Like, you know, we have elderly people, we have seniors, and we have young boys. And everybody's just all together, like community. And this way, if a man loses a job, some guy's like, yo, well, I have a opening or whatever. We're building that community or resource pool, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's a beautiful thing still.
I think that this stresses on the importance of networking across, opposed to networking up, you know? Sometimes you got to work with the people around you in order to push forward. And when you guys go up together, the resources go up together, everything goes up together. We need more people like you, and I respect what you're doing so much.
Respect.
Real talk, like the stepping up. I was talking about that with Vagez. I'm like, yo, there's no programs in the city for youth. Half of the resources that we had growing up are gone.
Yeah.
Or like the grants go to some people, they been know how to select it, and they know when the date comes and the deadline is. So information, right? So we need, if the information was more like spread, like, you know, that for my summer program, I had to apply for this ever since February, March, you know?
Yeah.
And I had to submit very thorough application process and, you know, financial breakdown, work plan, budget plan. This thing's not a joke, bro. I'm up there till 3 a.m. trying to make sure everything's correct, you know? So, and then after that, there's going to be so much barriers because so much people are going to tell you, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that, right? So, but me, I'm just a hard guy to get rid of. I'm going to keep, you know, pushing, and I'm going to be annoying. I'm going to be on it, like, because I don't know why I'm this passionate, but I'm very passionate when it comes to my neighborhood and stuff, you know? Like, I don't know if it's, like, because I'm born and raised there or just because I seen it deteriorating, and I was like, nah, like, not while I'm here. Like, you know, maybe if I was gone, if I moved out, you know, then I'll be like, all right, I can move on. But I think because I'm still there and I know my mind power and my manifestation game is just crazy, right? So I'm like, I can do this.
You want to make a change.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I really do.
When you decided to be a leader for your community, how many of your friends backed away from you?
So it's like, it's kind of like a mixed thing where like some people, a lot of my real close friends that are, you know, in the game or whatever, they support me 100%. The real ones support 100%, you know? But like there's a lot of people that they show love, but they show resistance, you know? Like sometimes I have a group chat and in the neighborhood, I'm like, yo, you know, what kind of workshops or what kind of supports do you guys want? And man just be like, yo, we just want a table to play dominoes, and we need a room to smoke and drink and play cards. And I'm just like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
That could be anybody's house.
And then I told them, yo, you guys are grown men, fam. Like, yo, like, when this is not no grown men program, it's a youth program.
I'm like, what are you
You know
talking
what I
about
mean?
yourself?
So at the end of the day, I just take myself away from people that aren't, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, talk to the people that don't want to hear it still. Like, if you want some progress and you want to do this positive movement, then let's go with it. Because we're going to do things, and then after people want to be a part of it, or, you know, say we have the big barbecue, and the same people that's talking Ray, they're standing off to the side. I'm like, yo, even still, forward, fam. Like, come take some food, fam. Like, you know, I don't move like that, like, you know? So it's like, if anybody feels a way about me, then I probably come outside more, and I'm just like, just to show you that I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, I'm gonna do me, and y'all gonna watch it. It's gonna happen, like, you know? Because whether you support it or not, I'm not asking nobody for money, saying, yo, every man put a change. Like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna figure it out, and, you know, it'll be nice for if the community, realistically, if everybody was one, but there's a lot of little, you know, separate little cliques, like, here and there, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, but shout out to my neighborhood, though, village. It's one of a kind, like, you know? And, yeah, man, there's no violence over there, you know?
That's
it's
amazing.
a very peaceful neighborhood, like, different ends, they come together, neutral. It's like neutral grounds. Like, if people in the streets know, like, I can't lie. I'm on a podcast, right? So I can't come here and lie. Like, this is real. People from other ends, everybody, it's a little neutral gathering place, like, you know?
So I can imagine, like, okay, I know what you're doing over there. And my grandma used to do. I remember telling my grandma lived over there. Honestly, it's a fucking nice.
Yeah, it's not even like no badness. Like, I'll say, like, there's no, like, you're not gonna find like beer sticks and this and that. Like, people are just there because it represents that family, community, where, you know, everybody's auntie is like my auntie, or everybody's mom is my auntie. Like, I can just, you know, I walk outside and a man just already handed me a beer and a spliff, and I'm like, well, all right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just love. It's just that, you know, like the South, like the dirty South, that Southern hospitality. It's kind of like the ATL, the Southern, you know, vibes, like, you know.
I want to go back to the grant writing process. You said you stayed up late nights, late hours. So you're the one that actually wrote the grants and put them through to get through to your program? Yeah,
so I write as much as I can, outline, and then I'll, you know, ask somebody for help for revisions or anything. You know, ask the wifey to give it another revision, you know. So at the end of the day, it was fingers crossed. Like, they only pick 3 neighborhoods. So the city has like grids and guide like lines, you know. So it's like from, I think, Martin Grove to Keel Street is like a western division. Then from Keel to Victoria Park is like a central division. and then from VP East was like an East. So they only picked 3 neighborhoods. So I'm like, out of all the neighborhoods in this circle, I'm like, oh man, what's the odds I'm gonna get it, right? But I just really had this plan, bro. Like I've been kind of manifesting this since 2020, since I came out the bin during COVID when they put yellow tape on the ball court and this and that. And me, I'm just like, yellow tape, like, yo, you know, we're over there, like, you know. So we just started working out with no equipment because I just came from jail. And in jail, we were working out. We had this like little routine, you know. So I wanted to keep my routine. So I had a bunch of anyone that's trying to be a good you on some positivity, you know, even if you're on some badness, but you have some positivity, you want to work out. Like I was just keeping it open, and it just grew from like 2 people to like 5 to like 10 to 15.
Wow.
Then we had, you know, Negus from Malvern. He's a ball player, yeah. So he came through and he did some like, you know, dribbling, you know, like just like little workshops and like, yeah. So it was just like motivation for the youth to see like an athlete, you know, and anything resources we have, we bring it to the hood. So, you know, this year we're doing the 13th Village 3-on-3, and then that's August 30th. And then I'm starting a brand new thing called the 3-point contest, August 9th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
So-
it's gonna be like how the NBA is, like with the ball. Yeah, you got.
I don't have that many basketballs.
Okay.
So I have some rebounders.
Yeah.
And like a money ball.
Okay.
Right? So we're gonna still run it like kind of like the NBA, but without the rack.
August what date?
August 9th.
Well, that's before the 3-on-3.
Yeah. So
Okay,
we're
so like a
gonna
warm-up.
the warm up. So you know, I'm trying to provide more things for the neighborhood. So like since the podcast, we did basically like a barbecue. We did a financial literacy workshop. We just did a stress management workshop. We did coping strategies, like coping with a loss. And then we also did self-defense training with my boy Coach. Shout out to Coach. And next we have the 3-point contest. Then we have painting basketballs, like for youth to paint basketballs. I don't want to see no big man painting. I want to see kids. Like maybe a 1-2, but I don't want to see big man line up. You know what I'm saying? To paint. Like I want to see a bunch of little kids painting basketballs.
Yeah.
And then after that, then I have a workshop that's called Knowing Your Rights.
Yes, you were talking about that last time.
Yeah, so I do have something to say about that too, because like they're pushing me to get Toronto Police to do this workshop, right?
Like a partnership? Or they want them to fully do it?
Apparently, like, you know, like I'm working with the city and like, you know, but, you know, for me, I'm just like, wasn't really that comfortable with it, right? And it's not, you know, before anyone jumps to conclusions, like you have to even really know why I say that, because, you know, if we're just starting this program and it's very young and it's very early, and I've been trying for 2 months just to get the youth to forward, and then you want to bring a police now, and they don't just bring one nowadays, yo. They come deep, they come like bear them. And yes, there's community officers, and I acknowledge that, and they're gonna come through and be peaceful. They're not gonna bother no one. But like, you don't need so many of you guys. And then on top of that, how am I supposed to get trust with the youth? And you guys they don't understand. It's still intimidation for them, even if you're the nice cop, and maybe you're not intimidated. You don't intimidate me. Like, you know, but you're going to intimidate the little 14-year-old, 13-year-old kid that is taught by his brethren, don't talk to the police or they're making me even look like I'm talking to the police.
Like you're working.
So it goes back to what you said earlier. People thinking you're talking to the feds.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I understand that as a community person, you may have to speak to them if you're at an event and they come through and they're like, oh, hey, da-da-da. And I'm just like, yo, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, all right, whatever. Like, you know, but at the end of the day, no long talking. And I have the right to remain silent. And it's not that I don't want to talk to you guys, but it's like, you know, ever since I was a child, you guys just complicate things, man. Like, do we need the cops to supervise us to play a little basketball? Like, come on, man. Like, you know?
I would have done more like, instead of bringing, I would have said, yo, I wouldn't, like you said, I'm not comfortable with bringing a police officer in the first year. I would rather bring like a criminal lawyer, because it's a know your rights thing. Like, why would we bring a police to tell you to know your rights? Like that.
Exactly. So which leads to who we actually got was Jordana.
Oh, Goldless.
Yeah.
She's so dope.
So I just reached out, and then she's, you know, I had to explain the cause, right? Because if I don't explain myself, you're not gonna understand where I'm coming from and what I need. You know, you're just gonna be like, all right, who's this guy? You know, so I had to really thoroughly like talk to her and explain myself. And like, she's like, okay, now there's passion behind her making it here.
Yeah.
She was like in the UK or something when I was messaging her. So, you know, she could be like, you know, whatever. I got murder cases. I got more important things. But, you know, she's going to show up in person. And this is big in the community, showing up.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Which is like what I had to do. I had to clear out my calendar to be able to be there, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't just be like, yeah, I'm a community guy. And with youth, consistency is a big thing. So if I'm just there like, oh, nah, there's a boat cruise, I got to go still. Like, you know?
Yeah.
They're going to be like, yo, this guy flopped on us. We're waiting all week for the program. And this guy just went to go party, like, you know? So that's why I go to the boat cruise after the program.
Nah, that's dope. Yo, honestly, I feel like you should, like, with what you're doing, right? And the programs, the summer program, which is so dope, I feel like you can probably adopt that in any community that needs that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like every community should have summer programs, like you said. What about something like opening up the youth to being actors, actresses, screenwriters, directors, filmographers? Like, does any of your youth have passion in those fields? Or if you know it at the moment or not?
I don't know at the moment, but, you know, if any youth are watching, like, you have to understand, I came up from, you know, where people are telling you, get a trade, get a trade, get a trade, you know? Be a doctor, be a lawyer. It's almost like if you ever said you were into arts or media, they would try to shut down your ideas. But, like, I'm living proof that that's false, because I went to Centennial in the broadcasting program for film and television, radio and digital media. So, yeah, it was like a 3-year program. I graduated with honors. And, you know, now I own my own production company called A1 Films. Yeah.
Called, pardon?
A1 Films, Appointed One Films. You know, because my name is Jeremy, and in the Bible, we're translating Jeremiah. It means the appointed one. So then I was like, all right, I'm the appointed one. So Appointed One Films.
So dope.
And yeah, I've been applying for jobs, you know, all that, and not getting nothing. Like, things are rough out here. So I had to just start my own business and be my own boss, because, like, you know, no one's trying to hire me and stuff. Like, and I don't want to go work in a factory or something, you know?
Yeah.
I know I have this talent, I have skills. And currently, like, I have some reputable clients, like Smile Zone Foundation. I just did photography for a golf tournament they just had. And I interviewed Ron McLean from Hockey Night in Canada.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
That's so
You know?
dope. He's a legend, bro.
Yeah. So he's a legendary broadcaster.
Yeah.
And I went to broadcasting school, and now I'm interviewing him.
Yeah.
And this is my second interview with him. So,
Oh, fuck.
you know, so this is just empowering for, like, any youth that's watching out there. Like, you know, like, I switched lanes, and yes, it's a struggle. Like, you have to understand the industry that I'm in. It's not like you get paid 9 to 5 like a paycheck. It's like more like job by job, you know?
Piecework. Yeah.
Yeah, but I did a lot of cool things. Like, I worked on Mr. Beast, the Beast games.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was working on that.
Oh, how was it?
That was insane. Like, you guys want to talk about
That
that?
was down here?
That was down here, yeah. I signed an NDA.
Okay.
Not supposed to say too much, but what I could say was, like, what you guys already know. 1,000 contestants, All-American. And that was around Caravana weekend.
Yeah.
And when they're getting off the bus, I'm there with a bag, giving them their meal and saying, yo, if you win that $5 million, yo, remember me, yeah? Yeah. And then I'm like, yo, you guys going out later? They're like, no, we can't leave our hotel. And I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, it's Caravana, yo. After this, I'm going to Soca or die. You know what I mean? And then everybody was just like, yeah, yo, you know, link up, you know? So I met so much people from, like, just networking, so much, like, film students and film people. So, like, they hired, like, 400 PAs, production assistants. And then I applied for that. I didn't get through. So then I got a next email. It was like, we're hiring 200 challenge testers. So I'm like, challenge tester? I'm like, all right, let me try this out. Like, you know, they said, yeah, you're going to do physical challenges, mental challenges.
You did it?
Yeah. So basically, me, I even got a one-to the man from the hood. Yeah, yo, we're all in there. Yeah. And, like, we're challenge testers. We're on literally that box that, you know, the first game where you drop. Yeah.
Where does it go?
We had to test that. Yo, there's a downstairs. So, like, when you go on the set, you go up a stairs. So when you're on the platform, you really just go back to ground level, you know? Yeah.
So you're testing the challenges.
We're testing the challenges.
So you get
like,
paid for that?
Get paid for that. Get buffet lunches. Like, yeah. And there's a whole bunch of film students. And I think they overhired people because, like, there's a bare people not doing nothing, you know.
But they're still getting paid.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was good to network.
Yeah.
It was a once in a lifetime experience. I'll tell you that. You know,
That's so
the amount of things that I seen and.
So wait, you did all that when you saw me the first time, or no? Like this happened
Nah, so
in
that
that
was before. That was before.
Okay.
So I've been working like kind of in the film industry, like just trying to get in. But I was trying to say I went to school thinking that after school you get a co-op, you get a job. It wasn't like that. I finished school and it was just like, and I have an impressive resume. I'm very credible. My work speaks for itself, but I have a criminal record. You know what I mean? So everywhere I applied to, Toronto Raptors, I made it to 4 interviews. I'm like, yo, I'm going to be an editor. And then they just said, yo, we just slightly chose someone over you. I was like, all right, cool. You know, I applied, I'm telling you, over like 200 jobs. Like applying for jobs was a full-time job for me. You know, I made a tracker, you know, Excel sheets and all that, you know. But at the end of the day, now I can just look back and say, those are what you have to go through to, you know, make the moves to register your business, get that HST number, then, you know, setting your price points with clients, doing some free work. I had to work for free to get my foot in the door. And that's how I kind of started still, to work for free for like a year. And then now, yeah, the price is up, you know, A1 Films. You know, so I don't really do like too much like music videos and stuff. I do like more corporate stuff.
Yeah.
Can we circle back to something though?
Yeah,
you
go
talked
ahead.
about you said information, lack of information. How did you get the information you needed in order to fund your ventures in your neighborhood?
So after paying out of pocket for so many years, there's been people that I met that told me like, you know, what do you mean you're paying out of pocket? Don't you know that there's grants for this or this and that? Because like I would literally put stuff on my credit card, like 2-3 bands every summer, just like, yo, and then I'll go get a job like because like with a record, sometimes I could just get certain entry-level jobs that are paying entry-level wages, and I'm just literally trying to work just to pay off the credit card, maybe all the way till December. And the neighborhood, I don't know if they recognize that or appreciate that or not, but that's how much I was passionate about not letting the youths down, not letting the summer go by without the ball tournament, and you know, keeping that 13-year consistency. You know, I was just like, nah, yo. Sometimes I wasn't gonna do it, and I'll be chilling with my brethren, running a spliff. There's like 3 weeks left for the summer, and we're like, yo, why don't we just try to do this? Start talking. We're like, you know, all right, put the plan in motion. Boom, we do it. So lack of information. We didn't have no information. We're just taking the L's. We're just paying out of pocket. You know, I meet one person, they tell me to connect with this person. They tell me, you know, connect with this person. Over the years, just fostering these relationships with people and that now work for the city. So I met this one lady named Olivia through email. I haven't personally met her, but she's honestly like an angel sent from God to me, because like just her contacts and her resources and her, you know, direction of maybe you should contact this association, because they have different things for like Black communities and, you know, these marginalized communities, however they try to label us. But we don't know the information. We don't even know where we lie on their grid to know, like, you know, what is available for your area. Different areas have different needs, different resources, different funding. We don't have a community center, first of all. So other communities, maybe Toronto Housing, you go to the center, they have some pamphlets, some brochures, maybe a staff member there, you ask them questions. So we don't have no staff, no community center, which I said in the first interview. But so now technically, like me, a few people like Lisa, Judith, like these are like some of my friends, their moms, you know? So some of my brethren, their moms, and me, we're just stepping up as the resident-led group. So there's different like categorizations of it. So like if somebody registers as a nonprofit, so technically you couldn't get the grant that I got. My grant was a summer safety grant, and it comes from me getting the grant before that, which is the crisis prevention program grant, which comes from my friend's son getting killed in my neighborhood, shot over 30 times, you know? So you see what it takes for, you know, the information to get to me? It took somebody to lose their life before people saw that this community needs some resources. But then eventually, you know, you have to go through the process of, you know, that pipeline of information and your contacts, and also, you know, having good relations. People know like this guy's a good guy. you can trust him, you know? So I have to be reliable, dependable. That's what I was saying earlier. I can't lie. I'm on the podcast. Like, I always live my life like that. Like, when I went to the bin, there's a lot of people, you're like, yo, where you from? They're like, yo, from Durham, you know? And then later on, someone's on the phone, you know this guy? Yo, this guy's from this block, from Scarborough. Like, this guy's hot, like, you know, or something like that. For me, I always just stick to who I am. Like, you know, I'm Germz, I'm from Village, you know. Oh, isn't that close to there? Isn't that close to there? I'm from Village, though. But, you know, yeah, you know. Yeah. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, I live in an area where it's like my life story. I can't lie. Like, everybody's seen me grow up. Everybody's witnessed me through my badness and now through the good times. And then you see the fruits of my labor, you know? Like, so I don't give myself enough appreciation because I'm the one doing it. So, like, I'm in go mode. You know, maybe later I'll stop to appreciate it, you know, go on vacation or something, think about it and be like, you know, bless, you deserve this, you know? But when it's go time, it's go time. So there's a lot of downtime and then now it's go time. So yeah, back to your question and information, it's just like, you know, that's what it took to get there. And imagine if I didn't respond to all these emails in a timely manner. You know how much emails I go through a day? Like, this is one of my biggest stress now, emails, you know? Yeah, professional emails, how to send emails. Yeah. Maybe that's something we could teach the youth. Like, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
You know? It sucks that someone had to lose their life, though, in order for you to get what you need for your community. Do you feel like your conscience is eating you because of the type of music that you create? I know it's not as happy sappy. I think you did like some gunman tunes recently. Is it your conscience eating you that makes you want to push hard for your community?
Conscious, yes and no, because like I'm also like a journalist, telling my perspective of the environment that I didn't create. I was just a product of it, you know, like why were the communities like segregated and designed to look so like intimidating? It looks like projects. It looks different from across the street. Like, you know, why is this area Bloods? Why is that Crips? Back to the music.
Yeah,
so so my new tape coming out, yes, it's called Gun City, right? Because when I think of Toronto, I look at this like, bro, do you know where you're at right now? This is a gun city. Like, this is not nothing to play with. This is Toronto. This ain't no, I don't know what Toronto you live in or someone else lives in, because they say it's the safest city in the world. And it's also, I heard it's one of the top safest main cities in the world.
Top 10, I think.
They're probably talking about the downtown core.
I think in the whole.
Yeah. But like,
city in the whole.
I look at it like, basically like, you know, a lot of people are oblivious, which is perfectly fine. And I like that for you. You know? Yeah. But for me, and I'm not trying to say that, oh, my neighborhood, don't come looking in my neighborhood for you know, bad people and for sticks. It's not my neighborhood. I'm telling you, it's Toronto. It's like, it's just when you're a kid and your parents drop you to school, they drop you off to Toronto. You know? This is, we don't realize where we're from, the most diverse place in the world. That's outstanding, bro. So like, there's so many different autopsies and so many different things from different cultures and different experiences. So basically, yes, I'm trying to do the youth program to stop gun violence, but yes, I'm also an artist and I'm trying to express myself. So I'm not trying to be contradicting myself, and I'm not promoting violence, but I'm just saying about what I see and what I observe and what's on the news. And when the body is there, laying there, that's reality. And don't tell me that didn't happen just because the news story is not there tomorrow. That means we move on to the next news story. No, these things happen, you know? The trauma, the brains on the floor, the blood, the stuff that I seen, it happened, bro. Time stopped for me at some point, you know, when these things happen. Like, you know, when the world spins for everybody else, but for me, the world stopped spinning, bro, like a long time ago. A lot of things happened, you know? So when I tell my story and my trauma and my reality, I'm not trying to promote violence, but I'm not trying to be, like, you know, oblivious and act like, you know, I'm perfect and, oh, I changed my life and I'm like a saint now and like I don't do this and I don't smoke and, you know, I'm goody two shoes. Like I never, even when I went to church, I always told them, I don't come to church because I'm a saint. I come to church because I'm a sinner and like I need God desperately right now. Like, you don't know what I'm going through, and maybe this little bit of hope might, like, inspire me for good. So my music is basically, I'm trying to tell my story. When people see me, I'm brown. A lot of times what I was getting before was, who's this Brampton you, and Rehabilitate and this and that, right? So I'm just trying to say, all right, let me say my side of the story now. You know, let me open up my mouth and talk my shit now. Like, you know, because my first song off the tape is called Beer Killer. So it's like, why is it Beer Killer? Aren't you trying to stop the violence? Well, I'm trying to say, I'm from an environment full of killers.
Beer killers.
Yeah. Not to say my village is beer killers. I'm trying to say Toronto.
City.
Like, you know, I'm outside. I move around. Scarborough, Saga, Maple. We outside everywhere. We on the highways. We don't stay home. We up and down them highways. 427, 400, 404. You know what I'm saying? 401, east, west. You know, so at the end of the day, like, you know, I was saying I'm from a block with bear killer, Bloods and Crips, but we don't wear no filler. Black bandana and a Tommy no heel figure. Fall in love, find out that his daughter with a drug dealer. Rest in peace, little cuz Geron. Heard them boy them got cracked every range they on. On Father's Day, they don't know how much pain they cause. It's been so many years, I still can't believe Papa gone. And the Ville is the place, is the block women born and grow. And they want me for change, but the street life is all I know. Every night, mama fright cause she hears shots out my window. I tell her that they can't just kill a son, so no. I'm from a block with bear killer, you know? So I don't promote violence, but I also do think that you should have the right to protect yourself. Basically, right now, we don't.
Yeah. Do you feel like Canada should have the right to bear arms? Like, do you think that that law should be in place for Canadians?
Like, it's not that I'm trying to say, right, that everyone should be perking and everyone should be holding their thing. But what I'm trying to say is, technically, according to the law, we're not allowed to possess firearms, right? So if anything was to happen to you, you must immediately dial 911.
Yeah.
How?
Normal civilian thing.
What do you mean how?
Something happened to you. How can you dial 911?
Isn't that what they tell you to do, though?
Yeah.
Because, like, what else in the situation when it goes down that you never planned the situation, things happen. Like, a car accident just happens, right? So when these traumatic moments and these things happen and they tell you, okay, pick up the phone and dial 911.
That's assuming that you survived the attack.
So, like, I'm just trying to say, like, that's what the law says. So, yes, they have ample amount of support. They'll come on the scene. They'll do what they got to do, for sure. But, like, now, when you're living that lifestyle where somebody's trying to kill you, you know, or somebody has been trying to kill you, or, you know, you've been through a lot of these situations, or you got shot before, you got stabbed before, you got rushed before, you got backdoored before. You know, you can imagine how many people got betrayed by their friends, a shotty, anything. So now, when things are happening, for some people in Toronto, I'll just give you, like, you know, an insight is like, they rather live another day than, you know, get killed, because I'm not going out like that. I'm not saying me. I'm not trying to say, like, anything. I don't have nothing. You know, that's why I'm talking my shit, because if the feds come raid me, they're not going to find nothing. So am I allowed to talk now? You know what I mean? Because, like, you try to, before I had to be quiet because I'm like, I don't know, you know what I mean? They're going to come for me. But now it's like, yo, you know what I mean? So, but at the same time, I'm trying to say, if you run up, something could happen. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not going out like that. You know what I mean? It's not sweet around here. Like, we're not going like that. So, because, you know, at one point in my life, I looked at it like I'd rather go to jail on that gun charge than to be killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if I go in the box, there's no judge and jury. I'm dead. So, you know, if I live another day, maybe I go to the bin, rub my time, still be alive. So that's just like how the mentality kind of is out here, you know? But what do you think? Should we have the right? Because America, they have the right to bear arms.
In some states.
You know?
In some states,
and
yes.
there's some certain limitations, right?
You have a right to carry. Like, you have to keep it, I think you have to show it. I think in Texas, you got to keep it holstered and you can show your strap. You have to have,
It has to be visible.
has to be visible. You have to have paperwork behind it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So even
it
for
could
them,
work.
let me ask you something. Even for them, why do you think that they should have it?
Well, I think I was talking to a gentleman in the States, actually, and he was saying, like, yo, you should have the right to bear arms because you don't want to look weak. Having that gun on you is strength, and it avoids another person trying to look at you like you're food. That's the way how I'm saying it, but he's saying it in a similar manner. So imagine just a regular, young Chinese guy, he looks like he's, flashy, but he has a strap on him.
Yeah.
Who's going to test him really? Another person be like, oh, that guy's
Or
flashy,
like a
but look
store
at him.
owner.
He's guaning though. Like, okay, you could go on, like, do your thing.
Yeah.
That guy just saved his life, maybe. Extended his life for a week.
But at the end of the day, you're trying to protect your family, maybe
Exactly.
your property.
Yeah.
Like they have their self-defense laws there's grounds, right?
Yes.
So over here, there are some people that still get off of things. Like the judge will give certain people blind. Like, so when you go through your sentencing, they have something called spectrum of this is 0 and this is 10. So where does this crime fall on the spectrum of they give 30 years for this or they give 5 years for this charge? So how many years should this guy get for this thing? So sometimes they evaluate the aggravating factors and the mitigating factors. So they'll be like, yes, he had his thing on him, but in the past he's been shot at, traumatized, and when this guy approached him, he was wheeling it out, so he shot back or whatever, and then they'll give him a blind. So there has been some cases that some people get certain blinds because it's life in jeopardy, right?
Is that how
Based
some
on-
people beat sorry to cut you, is that how some people beat murders and shit?
No, I think
Technically?
they just, technically, like Charter of Rights,
Oh.
things
Based
like
on
that.
precedents, also
Yeah.
based on other cases.
Exactly, case law. Yeah, it also certain applications to, try the case from this angle or to remove this application to remove evidence, or all these things cost bans.
Yeah, no, for
know?
sure, for sure.
In my case, I'll tell you live, I wasn't guilty, but I pled guilty because I ain't no rat. I ain't no snitch, right? I ain't gonna ever say nothing, bro. Like I just, just hug that, keep it moving, and I could have beat it if I had the racks. If I had the racks to pay my lawyer never told me to plead. He advised against that. But I was just like, you know what? Like, I don't come from some rich family like that. You know what I mean? I'll just plead guilty, do my time, and let me get back out and get to this,
Do you
get my life going.
do you regret not taking it to trial though? Like if you had fucking 5% chance of beating that, like
100. Yeah, I do still. But the thing is, they kind of put collateral damage there, right? So they tried to basically charge me and my brother, So my brother had nothing to do with nothing. So collateral damage, that's how the police mess with people. They get people to turn on each other. They'll put a charge, a condition, I'm not allowed to talk to my brother. So for so many years, I'm not even linking up with my own brother, So it's like, even our relationship's different, you know what I mean? So they cause divide, you know what I mean? And they'll be like, oh, we need to build more jails. Crime is a business. Like the lawyer gets paid, the judge, everyone gets a bag. They need criminals as much as, they don't. And the courthouse, have you ever seen the courthouse empty?
never.
Like, it's always full, no parking. Like, it's mad. It's a business, a revolving door, Once they have you in the system, you're like, they have you, like, they let you out, but, like, they have, like, a little hold on you,
I got one more thing. And you going back to being, I want to talk to the youth leader, community leader, Germz, right? Jeremy. Young boy, 14 years old, stabs the old lady, 71 years old, apparently, because he wanted the V. And she wasn't handing up the keys. And poked her. And obviously, she didn't make it. What, can you put your mind, or could you put yourself in that gentleman's shoes
100%.
and to, visualize what the hell he was going through and what his background family-wise might have been and what his future is looking like after the fact? I know there's a lot of questions there.
No,
but
for sure. But you have to think about 14 years old. Like, do you remember yourself at 14? What grade is that? Grade 9? Or is that
right before grade 9, yeah? Grade 8, coming out of grade 9?
So you can imagine at grade 9, you're not like no big man, but you have some influences there. You're trying to prove yourself. So a lot of people in that age, they're like, you know, they feel like people don't understand them, right? So they're misunderstood. Nobody's listening to them. Nobody taking them serious. You know, people's bullying him. There's videos of him getting bullied and stuff, you know? So I also remember being 14. And when I was 14, I was kind of already in that life, you know? Like I was, you know, already doing things. Like I already got a charge for assault, you know, for beating up a you basically went to somebody's house, but the moms answered the door and he intimidated the mom and his sister and with 30 men. So I didn't think that was gangster. So the next day I went up to this guy and I'm like, yo, boom, punched him in his face, you know, knocked him out, boom, got arrested next day, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, you know, I know what it's like when you're 14, you're kind of riding for the cause. There's a bunch of you, you know, and you know, he wants a V. Why? Because he's in a rush to grow up. You know, he can't wait to have his own car. And I have a couple of people that I know that are so similar to this guy. Well, I'm not going to say no name, but anyone from my ends knows exactly what I'm talking about. But this is what these guys do, because think about this. Nobody's giving this time the time of the day. Like, they just bat him up and they just dozier him, you know? So it's like, there's no guidance there. He's trying to get the V, but why are you using like a knife or a big op energy for an old lady, fam? You know what I mean? Like, first of all. Second of all, like, you're not a guy. You know what I mean? Anywhere you go from now on, you're getting paged and you're getting bought up. Like, you know? Because, like, you thought that the videos that you saw was anything, it's going to be worse. You know? And he probably has brethrens that may be offended of this. I'm sorry, guys, but that's your homie. Like, you guys need to do better. Like, you know, why you guys making fun of each other, trolling each other? Like, you know what I mean? Like, me, I don't fall for no peer pressure at all. Period. No one can tell me nothing. If I don't want to jump in that car, I'm not going. Say, yo, nah, I'm not going. And if I'm going, then I'm going. And when I get charged, then I have to go do my time. Is your consequence. But when you do time, you're not hurting just you. It's your whole family. It's everybody. It's like you affect a lot of loved ones, a lot of people, you know? Yeah. And there's no stripes for that. He's going to go to the bin, probably get a lesser sentence, you know, considering that he's going to play on the mental health, play on his upbringing. Because the city, there's some people that are like, there's some youths that are like, you know, they've been in trouble from since young and their parents been to children's aid and this and that. So, you know, they almost projected this youth and they probably built society that's hard for him. So this is the only place he excels. Like, for example, there's some man on road, we bad them up in my ends. If you're doing idiot things and keep getting charged and coming back thinking, oh, nah, you're getting paged. We're going to say, yo, idiot thing, fam. What you dealing with, fam? Like, you keep going back to jail for the same thing, bro. If I see you in another car again, yo, don't bring no cars around here in the hood. We're banning people, saying, yo, you can't, no stolen cars in the hood. You know? Rules, you know? And if you break the rules now, you're banned. Like, don't come around here. You know? So.
But what kind of effect does that have, though, on a youth? Like,
tough love.
But what the consequence could be that the person that banned him, oh, I can't come back, that guy's crazy, comes back around and does something even vile. You're not afraid of that? Like, or it's just what
honestly,
it is?
Like, so I'll just use an example, right?
Yeah, for sure.
At the end of the day, like, these youths, they're not going to listen, right? Because when I was that age, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, you know, I'm quiet, right? The quiet ones at those age, they know enough things, but they're not going to say nothing. They're going to, when you're that age, you're good at, like, playing it off like you're innocent, you know? As you get older and older, you stop giving a fuck about, you're just like, yo, I'm me that. You know what I mean? But, like, 14 years old, crashing out, you never even, you know, you never even went to a party yet, never even went to the LCBO yet. Like, you never even, I don't know if he's a virgin, like, you know what I mean? Like, the man need to, you know, get yourself some pom-pom and, like, you know, just go on easy and chill. Like, why are you guys so thirsty for ops and, like, waking up so angry and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, so when I was that age, I was like that, fam. I was dark, fam. And I wouldn't leave my room, really. I'll do a little 1-2 dirt, and then I'll just hide. And I'll be, like, you know, not taking care of myself. And, you know, I'm just doing drinking, smoking, staying out all night long, chilling with the wrong crowd, you know? But, you know, a lot of these people, they don't have your best interests at heart, bro. Like, you know?
Yeah.
And these youths just get dojered. When he goes to the bin now, he's gonna be a dojer. They're gonna say, any new fish, yo, go crack that off the range. You know, because eventually he's gonna end up living somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
And people will probably just dojer him, or maybe he's a guy. And this is what I was gonna say earlier. I kind of forgot, but we bat up these youths, but on range, no one could bat them up. On range, they're locking phones. On range, you know, so they're feeling like a purpose.
Yeah.
When they go to the bin, you know, and like think about this: in the bin, you wake up late, you know. You don't really do your own laundry. Like, they have laundry day. Unless you wash your... like me, I wash my stuff in the shower. But, like, you know, and then you get your food brought to you. Like, you don't have to do no dishes. But, yeah, anyways, like, I thought about that when I was in the bin. I was like, yo, this is making me, like, lazy. Because, like, I used to wake up at 5 a.m., go to work. And then now I'm in the bin waking up at, like, 9 o'clock. You know?
Yeah. Their time, right?
Did
like,
you do
their specific time.
Pen time or like?
Nah, just provincial time. So I know the pen timer's like, you ain't doing no time. You know what I mean? But
Time is time.
Time is time, but pen time's a little different.
I'm tapped
Time is
in.
time.
I'm tapped in with all the pen timers, fam. You don't get it twisted. Like, you know? Like, when
You can't tell a man, like, sorry to call you, you can't tell a man, oh, because you did 6 months, you ain't doing that time. Like, what if you don't know what that guy's doing on the road?
I mean that when they end up in the penitentiary, they're doing a different time from pen time.
That's
from
understandable,
federal
but
time.
it's
Definitely.
that's
time.
understandable. But at the same time, regardless, it's away from your family. It's away from certain things. It's
The system
time.
is different though.
It's not
The way-
about
Yo,
that. It's
I
time.
want to ask you
cuz.
guys a question. Like, do you think, like, the jail system is built to
Fuck
rehabilitate
no.
anyone?
Fuck no.
Because do you know what it is? Think about this. When you go to jail, there's people from the new fish all the way to, like, convicted murderers and, right? All in the same place.
I feel like they get better. Like it's
Better at what though?
Yeah.
doing crime. You make more connects, more links.
Exactly.
You meet more people.
You turned into an animal. Like, you see me, I wasn't a human no more. I turned into an animal, fam.
Wow.
You want to know why I say that?
What?
I was bailing my toilet, smoking weed in my
What
toilet.
does that mean? What does that mean?
So basically,
Bail in your toilet?
my vent wasn't working. So it's going to set off the alarm.
Yeah, so every time you have to.
So I had to, anytime I want to smoke, I have to bail my
to
toilet. So
flush.
I have to basically, I made a thing that, you know, I have to go like, kind of like this. And then the water kind of like drains to the bottom. Add a little herbal essence. And we have beer disinfectant on deck, by the way. Because it's obviously a violation to put any toilet water, anything in your sink or anything, you know. But
Yeah.
this is desperate times, desperate measures, fam. You know, lockdown 4 or 5 days, fam. You know, no shower, you know, need to smoke, fam. You know, and we're just there, you know, making sure that not even a drip is left in the toilet bowl. Then after, I have to fish for the wick, and then boom, you know, I see the suction with the smoke. I'm like, okay, it's good. You know what I mean? But if the next guy flushes now, I see the water rising. I'm like, yo, you know? So they'd be like, yo, don't flush. Like, you know, so this shit is just the amount of things I've been through. I was in segregation for like 7 days in a dry cell. So basically, I failed the scanner and I didn't have nothing on me. They're saying, yo, go shit. Right? They have a dirty cell with like beer people go shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, refuse. Like, I'm not shitting, bro. Like, they're like, go shit. They lock me in there. I'm like, I'm not shitting, bro. I don't have to shit. Like, fuck you guys. Like, call the fucking sergeant. You know what I mean? They call the sergeant. Boom. Go dry cell. Dry cell. The toilet has no flush, no water. They want to see like if there's something
Inside, yeah.
Yeah, you
with
don't
your
even have a
body.
mattress, nothing.
Jesus
So that's when I realized to myself, like, I looked my shadow. I looked at my shadow, and I noticed like my eyelashes are kind of long, and I was like, you know what? You take everything away from me, but I'm still me. You know what I mean? You can't break me. Like, I'm always gonna be me. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I've been through some savage kind of like moments, you know, where I'm flipping out at the guards on some mental breakdown type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And kicking my door off. And when I touch road now and I got cheese, like one day I kicked my actual door, you know, and I was like, yo, why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I'm institutionalized at that point, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but there was a moment where I was fresh. You know what I mean? Respect.
Take it.
Okay.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah, there's a one time when I was fresh and I didn't know nothing. So God blessed me that when I first touched that, there was a 1-2 people to show me enough what I needed to know that I didn't, have to find out the hard way. Because the hard way is when mans get boxed up.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
Yeah. So like, for example, like when I first touched, there's like a man that's like, yo, I never had a celly for like 5 months, but you look like my best friend.
Oh,
And, you could forward. So I'm like, he's telling me his life story, whatever. And then we just hear the next cell is calling us from the vent saying, yo, ask homie, if he's riding. These guys have some politics. The man just made me forward to his cell so I could ride for him or something,
What?
And he's like, yo, you want to use the phone? But, yo, you have to put in some work. You have to, like, shank up some guy.
Oh,
This
Jesus
is my
Christ.
first day in jail. I'm like, yo, I go on, fam. I'm not riding still, like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
you refused?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, it is what it is. Like, I'm not riding still, And then when the cells crack, and then, man went to yard, they came back. You just see someone turn the TV volume all the way up.
Oh
You're
yeah,
like,
it's on.
yeah, and then, basically they tried to go 2-on-1 and tried to stab up this one youth. And then after, it didn't really go successful. So the older man were like, all right, no weapons, 1-on-1. So this is my celly that he told me his whole life story, whatever. And I'm sitting there and I watch him get brunch.
Oh,
Straight up. Still, I watch him get brunch and yeah, it was blood everywhere still.
Jeez.
And then after that, I'm in the cell alone now with all his stuff, and I'm just like, damn, like this guy told me he was there for 5 months. Now he's just gone, and like all this stuff is there. And then from that day forward, it was like every new fish that came to go in that cell, like a man will sometimes if we're on lockdown, the guard just brings him, right? So this time I'm new. So like after when I was like more a jail man, I'll be like, yo, fuck that. Like, don't bring no one here. Like, I don't want that, But
Guys, one of my jail man.
yeah, but like when I was new, I was just like, all right, whatever, And then, I'm like, yo, just to let you know, like, these guys are kind of fucked up. When the cell's cracked, just like pulling it down, and man's like, yo, I've been to jail before, soft thing, I'm like, I'm just saying, As soon as they cells crack, man, far to the washroom, next guy beat up, beat up. So every day, face bust, bleeding, blood, boom, bang, belt to ass. If you were beating people in jail every day, So if mothers, your son's probably in jail getting beat up, like, it's crazy out there, But at the end of the day, like, that's the stuff that I seen that made me, want to just start doing my push-ups. And then, I just stayed to myself and stayed occupied. Like, you have to be doing something. If you're just sitting there, a man's gonna come pick on you,
Yeah.
A bully's gonna be like, you're just in his way. You're in this killer's point of view, just sitting there looking like a wastesuit. And nigga, do some push-ups.
Yeah.
Do something, like
Do
read
something.
a book,
Yeah.
watch some
yeah.
TV, go
Yeah.
shower, keep yourself clean, do something, Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, man. Back to these crash out youths, man. Like, it's like, I guess the YO, they get a little slap on the belt, slap on the wrist, whatever. The whole process. Like, at first, you just get like conditional
Yeah.
sentence. You just do this. So it just builds up as they get older and older. Imagine how much people did murders and stuff that got away with it.
Yeah.
And they think there's some sick youths out here.
Mm.
So there's mere youths out here that think they're super sick because they got away with doing things, like, So, and then also think about like the price of things nowadays. They can go OT and get rich. So you have 14-year-olds richer than a 30-year-old like me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like, yo, what? They go to 44, spend like 20 racks, and take your girl, like, this and that, So I'm just like, yeah, I don't try to compete with no youths, but I actually wish that I could help youths like that same youth that stabbed the grandma. Like, those are the type of youths that I want to help still, like the bad breed youths. And my fiance was like, aren't you scared that they might like stab you or hurt you? And I feel like not really, because like when I went to the bin, like I was amongst the savages, and like from savage to savage, it's like I could be a savage too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're 14, like it's so crazy. Like a 14-year-old could done me. Like just the thought of that, it's just like, like, you know what I mean?
It's uncalled for. It's
Uncalled
possible,
for.
yes, but like it's like
Yeah,
what?
that's the world we're living in.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
serious, like
No, yeah.
Woodbine Beach, for example.
The granny was thinking the same thing though.
Yeah. What was she thinking?
A 14-year-old's gonna
Yeah.
rob me for my whip?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want to give it up.
Never thought that one coming.
She
soon.
wasn't seen
when I
that
see
coming,
these
but
dudes at Woodbine Beach, I'm like, bro, like I don't even go there. Like I don't even go to half price movies, bro. Like I don't want to be nowhere these youths are acting unorderly. Because when there's like a stampede of them, like Wonderland, they'll overpower you, you know? But like one-on-one, I'll box you up, kid. You know? But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to box up no kids, but like I'm trying to set an example, right? So like I said, showing up for my community in like the smallest ways. Like I see a guy that's homeless and everybody's like making fun of the bucket, right? And I'm just like ordering food for everyone, and I order food for the bucket. Everyone's like, why are you ordering food for the bucket? I'm like, why not? Like, if I'm going to do a community thing, I got to be community all the
For
way.
everything,
like, I'm not closing the door on people.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, I'm going to do my part. And if my part's not good enough, at least I tried. You know?
Hypothetically, that's the last thing I'm going to say about this. If you said you said you wished that you mentored him. If that situation happened and you knew who it was, like he was a part of your community, and he was like, yo, Germz, I think I fucked up. Like, I don't know what am I going to do next? Like, what is your advice to him at that moment?
So if it's a youth from my community, so honestly, these youths piss me off still. Like, I hate when, like, you know, I'm trying to be so positive, and then a youth might take me for a joke or, like, you know, not really appreciate what I'm trying to do. Because it's like, yo, like, I'm trying to be vulnerable with you, you know?
Yeah.
And you're not showing me nothing in return. How could I even help you? Like, one day, like, I felt I'm kind of spiritual, you know? So, like, I used to pray, but, like, I never used to really pray as generic prayer. Just like, yeah. So then I started praying in more detail. But if I don't ask for the help, how am I supposed to receive help, right?
Amen.
So I basically just, if this is a youth from my neighborhood, I would not harbor you. I'm not condoning in none of the fuckery. But I'll tell you, like, you need to get your shit together. So now I would probably get him a lawyer, try to say, you know, lawyer up, like, going on lives and these things. Anything you say will be used against you in court, first of all, brother. That's the dumbest. The lawyer is not even going to rate you. They're not, like, the lawyer, how are you going to make a lawyer fight for you when you're doing things like going on lives and snitching on yourself, brother? Like, you know? And then at the end of the day, other than lawyering up, I would probably tell this youth, like, try to talk to him. Maybe I would give him my number and say, while you're in jail, you know, call me.
While you're in jail? He's not in jail yet.
Go to jail, bro.
He's not in jail? What, he got bail?
No, I'm saying, like, he was of close, like,
He's in jail, no?
Now he is, but I'm just,
Yeah.
so, like,
If he was
you're
on the
gonna-
run,
you're gonna, yeah, if he was on the run, like,
if
yeah.
he's on the run, you have to, yeah, like, lawyer up, and that's on you. I'm not harboring no youth stuff, yeah? Yo, don't bring an idiot shit. Don't
Take
bring
my
no
number, because when you go to jail, you're gonna need something to talk to. But
You're
yeah,
going.
yeah, you can link me. And I know people too. Like, you know, you'd be surprised, like, how many people got saved because they know me in jail. There are people, like, you know, they land somewhere and then someone's like, oh, you're from Village, whatever. Oh, you know Germz? Oh, yeah. All the buckets, they get saved. You know, like, everyone. I have good relationships with people. People told me, when you go to jail, don't make no friends. They're like, these guys are not your friends or whatever, right? But, like, for some reason, I met some people that, like, to this day, we stay in contact.
It's real.
I know some people that are doing life right now, and they're good youths. They weren't in no gang, but because they went to jail, they got involved now, and they're deep now, you know? So, like, some people were never in the streets, never in the gang, not even from that area, and they rep that ends because in jail, you got to pick a side.
Yeah.
You can't just be neutral, you know? People are going to say, yo, you either this or that, and then you pick a side, then that's going with you.
That's
So,
sad. And
you
I
ever
think
been to the Bin?
Yeah.
Yeah. You went to the East?
I went to East. I visited the West before moving on to Penitang. Yeah.
So imagine the East, every block that's beefing with each other on the same floor, on a range right beside where you can call out to your op and be like, yo, suck your mom.
Well, yeah, I know. I've heard things. Niggas with
People are
on
in the
start
vents.
attack. Yo, tell that guy he's up, man, when I see it.
Yeah.
Yo, it's like, yeah. Or
Whoa,
if
we're
he-
watching the news
Holy.
and the op range or whatever for these guys, not for me. For these guys was downstairs and then their dead homie got killed and everyone's stomping on the floor, celebrating. Mans are giving out free weed when the op died.
Wow.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
So, like,
Dark,
the culture
bro.
in there, like, honestly, it's for the youth in there, it's scary still because see how I'm older, no one could dozer me. I'm not saying no one could, so no one can. I don't want no one to try. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm saying, like, It's not like, yo, I'm not gonna indulge it. Like I tell man's like, yo, listen, like I want my food. I want my jug up. I'm hungry. I want my things, bro.
Yeah.
I want all my items. I don't gamble. I want to use a phone, like, you know, but I'm not like begging for shit. I kind of like chill in the cut, you know, wait my turn if anything, you know. But like, yeah, man, these youths, they have no choice. So like while I was working out in the bin, enough youths used to join me, you know, and we're working out. Back then I was doing 1,000 push-ups. So the youth them would far be like, yo, damn. I'm like, yeah, it's just a jail time, right? You know, got used to it. But now I can't do that. But back then I was like, yo. So then, you know, they're working out, I'm talking to them, giving them guidance. But then when the older head goes, yo youngin, yo, forward. Then he's like, okay, I gotta go. And then he has to go put in work now. He has to go crush someone, go to the hole, everything. And then after I'm looking at him like, and he's like,
what do you want me to do?
you had to do it, you know?
Beat up the older head, fam. Let's all gang up and beat up the older head.
Yeah.
Well, if they're smart, they would do that.
Yeah.
Like people don't understand the power of like a unity. You know what I'm saying? A power of being one, and that's basically what Germz is saying here. Like the reason why he's able to do so much things for his community is the power of community, the power of union, the power of togetherness. Otherwise, it would be 10 times difficult to be a one-man team trying to get everything done for yourself.
Exactly.
Do you know
You
what
have to
I'm saying?
delegate tasks, right?
And that's a life skill that's been learned from fucking civilian life to jail life to gang life. It's all one lesson learned, and it's a unity, my nigga.
That being said, do you feel like that's another reason why it's hard for a lot of people to want to step up? Because it's like one man has to step up and start delegating tasks and being the one that bites the bullet, more or less, you know? And are other people going to be willing to bow to that and work with that? Or are man going to cooperate or be difficult, you know? Because not any man wants to go to the next man and be like, that's my boss, you know?
Yeah.
No, but I
Have to
get
Make
it.
yourself a
With him.
target too, like being a community leader.
Of course.
You know, because like in the West End, we have community leaders that have been shot and killed, like from, you know, different communities. This is what really happens, you know. So for me, I'm just like, yo, let me just stand up, because like you know, you're gonna think, okay, what if I do and what if I don't? But we already know the outcome. If I don't, nothing's gonna happen. So
Nothing will change, yeah.
might as well see what's gonna happen. And yes, I'm on the front lines, and I had to also, you know, communicate with neighboring communities. I had to go there physically. I have to show them that I'm not scared.
Yeah.
I go to dangerous hoods to attend community meetings,
Yes.
and I go there by myself. You know, in the daytime, from point A to point B. I don't wander around in neighborhoods. I go where I need to go, and I talk to who I need to talk to, and then I leave. And this is just like positive. Like, there are neighborhoods that are warring, but in the city of Toronto's grid and their graph, these neighborhoods are all fall under the same grid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, as community leaders, even though the areas don't get along, we're getting along. So hopefully that helps to, like, you know, break that for the generations later or something, right?
Yeah. But it starts with the youth, like you
Because
said.
I don't want to say the names of neighborhoods
No, that's fine.
on a podcast, but
Yeah.
you know, it's like there are some neighborhoods that are like name brand, like, and they get the high priority, you know. So my neighborhood is very smaller, like it's a small, tight knit community. So you can imagine the resources available to a bigger community, and for them to look at my community and use some of their funds to help us, that's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
You know, because we don't have the structure, but they do, and they can lend some of their staff to help us, you know, facilitate, you know. So without that, it's like we don't have that structure yet. But with everything we're doing, we're building it, you know. So it's just been gradual progression, and like now it looks easy. Like someone could see me and be like, yo, you're doing it, like, yo, it's lit, like, you know. But yeah, it's a lot of groundwork. So when they say grassroots, like, you have to be in the community, talking to the people, asking them what do they want, like, what do you guys want, like, what do you want to have a workshop on, like, what type of resources would you guys benefit from, or like, what issues are you facing right now, or like, do you guys feel there's a recent shooting? How does it make you feel? Do you feel safe in your community? What could we do to help you feel safer? Do you want to talk about it? Like, holding space for people.
Yeah.
So they could, like, just like the podcast, like, but I have the community space. We, you know, do like a little icebreaker, go around, ask questions. people are opening up that I never heard open up. They never even knew that about them. And like somebody's like, he just lost his job. The other guy's like, oh, well, I know a place hiring. So it's like this just sense of community. Even the person that I deal with, my community development officer, it says officer, but he's not a cop, guys. It's like community development
official,
officer.
Yeah. He's like official, yeah.
So this guy is from Esplanade, and like he's like, you know, kind of like one of those guys from another neighborhood. And this guy comes to our neighborhood early, and I'm having fruits and stuff. This guy's chopping up the fruits. We're, you know, taking the cases of water and ice and like, you know, doing preparation stuff. And an outsider is helping more than people that are in the neighborhood. So, you know, some people want to change. Some people are just like, yeah, man, do your thing, do your little program, you know, whatever. And then some people are just like, wow, this is so amazing. And I just do it for, you know, I'm not like everybody. I'm not a follower, you know, I'm a leader. So, you know, I'm going to do things a little unorthodox, or maybe I may not be the best guy or whatever, you know, but I'm still going to do me, give it 110%, and not like, you know, fold my integrity or my dignity in the process. I'm still going to remain me. So like when the police try to approach me and this and that, trying to conversate, it's still like, yes, I work for the city, but at the same time, it's still like, yo, like, you know your boundaries with me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like I personally, you know, been dragged to a staircase and beaten up by the police for hours with a broken rib and all that. I haven't just been crushed by the boy them once. It's been more than once. And I haven't even been crushed by man them. Only the boy them, because they'll handcuff me. And yo, like, you know, come on, like, you know, 300-pound mans when I was like 14 years old, you know, even when I was like 20, around like 26, 27, I got handcuffed by the police, like just pulled into my driveway. They just pulled me out my car for no reason, handcuffed me, boxed me in my face, just kept boxing me, winded me. And then they started kicking me in my ribs. And they dragged me to the staircase where there's no cameras. And they took turns beating me, asking me, yo, who sells drugs in the community? And I just told this guy, like, yo, I just look at them and I'm not saying a word. Because I'm cheesed.
Yeah,
Imagine you're handcuffed, you're looking at them like, yo, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, wipe that smirk off your face. Like, you know? Like, yo, bro. You know, they just start beating me. Then the supervisor would come with the flashlight. All right, stop. Listen, man, I'll make them stop, but just give me a name. I'm like, a name? Bro, fuck you. Yo, boom. They're just gonna.
That's fucked up.
You know? So I've been a victim. Been a victim. And not even madam could say I'm a victim. Only the boy them ever put hands on me. Only the lawyer ever took beer ban. Like, you know, not took, I had to pay him. But you know what I'm saying? Like the boy them took my money. They beat me up. They, you know, my whole life upside down. Like, you know, when I got raided and stuff, you know, they boxed my car in. You know, one car in the front, slammed the brakes. The next one, I put my car in reverse, slammed into a next cruiser. You know, the next guy coming out, like 10 guns in my face, slamming me to the floor. I told him I have an injury on my collarbone. They started tweaking up my collarbone on purpose, right?
That's crazy.
So at the end of the day, like, you know, they told me all my issues with them. They want me to meet with them and speak about it and privately. And I'm like, why do I have to fucking work on your terms, bro? Like, when you did all this violation to me, bro, and now you want me to meet on your terms. And like, I'm such a elevated person that I even let them bring a team and play in a tournament one year. The boy them, and I had a 1-2 man's cross them up and dunk on them. See? Yeah.
Attribution.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's like I still am open for growth and maturity and community leader type of grown man conversation type of whatever. But let's not forget what I've been through.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know?
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think it's also like not just forget what you've been through, but not forget that they also aggravate some of the things that people are dealing with in the communities. Not always are they there to help. Sometimes it's almost as if they're there to cause distress and problems.
And because they don't live there. So think about this now. We live there, and I'm just going home. But you look at it like I'm going to the hood. I'm going home, and you're sitting in front of my crib, just watching my house, like, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, I would love to go to your house and park outside and just watch you. How are you going to feel? You know, just because we live in an area where it's close knit
Yeah.
and it looks like, oh, a gathering, a group of people, oh, it must be a gang. Bro, just because we're all black, just because we're all brown, does not make us a gang.
It's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Seriously, like, we're just people.
Community.
You know? Community. We're just like, it's hot in our cribs. You think we have central air? We outside. Yo.
That is crazy.
Crazy.
You know what I would love to see you do? Probably in the upcoming summer, I would love to see you, have a workshop for youth or young adults that want to be community literate, even adults that want to be community literate. Like you teach them on how to be
I'll
that.
be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll
I would
be
love to learn, and I want to go back to my ends and I got lots of skills too. I want to foster the new generation somehow.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? I feel like that's such an important thing that you do that slept on that needs to be like, hey, wake the fuck up and somebody step up in your community and keep it safe. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's what this whole purpose of this whole thing is for, to basically find the next generation of who is trying to be a community leader. And we're going to try to educate our leaders. So anyone that wants to be a leader will have workshops and stuff to help equip them with the right knowledge so they can be leaders and knowledgeable leaders. You know, you can't lead, have a blind man leading, right? So we even have, like, part of my grant that I wrote in my work plan is to do a crisis intervention training for our community leaders. Yeah.
That's smart.
That is good.
We also did something called Stop the Bleed, which is learning how to like pack gunshot wounds or stab wounds and
Nice.
stop the bleeding,
Yeah.
and like CPR.
Nice.
So like all these little things is like,
that can save someone's life,
Yeah.
possibly waiting for the fucking ambulance
and
or
the
some
city
shit, right?
like offers these things for free, but
Yeah.
we just don't know, like what I was saying. So there's a gap between the resources and the people. So that's where the community leaders come in to bridge this gap.
Yeah.
And some people that are appointed community leaders, you never know who's in it for the community and who's really in it for,
Themselves.
you know,
The
fattening
money.
up their pockets,
Yeah,
or
the
their
money, yeah.
You know, you don't know what people be doing with the money sometimes, and you know, you don't know who has the real intention. So, for example, financial literacy workshop, I met with a bunch of people. Oh, we want to do the workshop, but I'm like, do you want to educate the people, or do you want us to sign up for something after? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of those like people that try to, you know, they hear you have funding. Oh, you have funding. Oh, well, the t-shirts now they're 20 each. I'm like, wait, I thought it was 10 each. Well, you have a grant, no?
Yeah.
You know?
Up
So
the
like,
price, right?
there's some people like that. So me and people like that don't agree. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, like a Robin Hood type of guy. Like, I wouldn't even pay myself. Like, I would just put all the money into the community, and like, as long as I didn't have to use my own money, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you still did.
Yeah.
Exactly for a long
Exactly.
time.
Yeah.
Germz, anything else you got going on? Let the people know, man.
Sorry. So, yeah, what I got going on. So, we got the 3-point contest coming out August 9th. You know, the shooters come out. We also have for the youth, it will be free throw competition.
Nice.
So, the adults, 3-point, you free throw.
Fuck yeah.
And can I ask, is this open to other communities as well, so
Yeah.
like people can come in?
So, it's open for other communities. You just have to RSVP. So,
Okay.
you have to, there's a number on the flyer, and there's a contact at Village3on3 on Instagram. You could DM that page as well. And it's me that you'll be talking to. So, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So, yeah, it's open to anyone. You just have to RSVP and, like, you know, let us know that you're coming so we could accommodate. We want to know how much people to, like, buy food for and everything like that.
And
so,
is there a deadline?
So up until the day of, it's all good. Just contact, just reach out. And then after the 3-point contest, we have knowing your rights. No, first we have the painting basketballs workshop with you know, a tattoo artist, a very talented tattoo artist. So shout out to her. Then we got knowing your rights with Jordana. Shout out to her. Then the week after that, we got the big Village 3-on-3, 13 years in a row.
That's sick.
Yeah, so August 30th, mark that on your calendar. And then for the rest of September, I'm just gonna do like kind of career development workshops. So like anyone that wants to work on their resumes or interview prep or any type of like, you know, career guidance. Like if anybody's interested in or wants to attend college, maybe I could help them, guide them to like, you know, I know a lot of people from Centennial. So I know a lot of like success advisors. That's what they call them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
your program is all year?
my program ends at the end of September.
Oh, end of September. Okay.
Yeah, so this is a summer safety program.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm gonna need some self-care for myself. I'm working on a book currently
Sick.
called The Party King.
What's that about? Party?
Oh my gosh. So this book is very deep. It's about two brothers that their dad was the biggest party promoter in Jamaica. And basically he used to work with the cartel them. He used to use his parties to kind of work with that. But as he started becoming more conscious and whatever, he stopped wanting to work with the cartel. So then they doped him in front of everybody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then now the two youths, they flee to Canada and they grow up in the Toronto housing complex. And then I kind of tell a little bit of my life story intertwined with like what's going on in Toronto. But it starts off with a drive-by shooting where, you know, unfortunately there's two brothers. One of their cousins gets slain. And then this causes the older brother, who's a more grimy guy, to go try to get revenge. The younger brother, he's like sick of this shit, wants to move out of town to become an event planner, kind of like a party king like his father. So, but he wants to do things the right way. You know, this guy's like more like a square. His brother's been deep in it. He wants a different life. So, you know, the brother gets his vengeance. The other brother goes out of town. And then the story kind of begins with like, you know, the younger brother entering a different type of society, which is a privileged type of lifestyle where he comes from poverty. So we're going to see the roles reverse as he meets like somebody in his college that he kind of feuds with, but then they end up becoming friends. And then as they swap roles and lifestyles, they start, you know, our main character sees the pressures of the white world and the privileged world, you know, where their father went to Ivy League school and like, you know, there's so much pressure to be just like dad or just like the next brother. And then, you know, he comes to the poverty lifestyle and then thinks it's so cool to be from the hood. Then you come to the hood and then you see it's like grandma and poverty and it's like, and you know, ain't nothing really going on out here. It's not what like YouTube and what you see in the music videos. It's actually like, kind of like you want to get out of there. So I want to show these perspectives. I want the two worlds I want my characters to face situations where they're uncomfortable. And I want to show like how they navigate those obstacles. So The Party King, we got that book coming out next year. So basically it's going to be kind of like 350 pages. It's not going to be a quick read through.
Okay.
I want it to be
Sounds good. And I'm a book reader, but it also sounds like something I would love to see on the big screen. So hopefully we see it on A1 production.
So that's what it is. Like, because I'm a director and it costs a lot to bring it to life. So that's why I'm writing it as a book.
Listen, it doesn't cost, it costs money, but if you can find the grant and the funding, just like you said, same thing with the youth program. It's the same shit. If grant and the funding, you know, the knowing who to contact, I think you can get that done. And you're in Canada, you're telling a Canadian story, an immigrant story at that. It's something I feel like you can definitely do, whether it's a movie or a TV series, but they do fund for both of those things.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be a TV series, 10 episodes.
Wow. Yeah.
I turned it into a book, evolved it, but it could possibly come to life. Manifestation game on 100.
I hope so. I hope so.
And lastly, just wanted to promote my new album coming out because I do make music too.
Yeah.
It's called Gun City. It's not promoting violence, but it's still just promoting awareness. You have to be aware of your surroundings and where you're at all times, right? So just awareness of what, you know, my perspective is. So if you have your own perspective, get the instrumental and go in the studio and you drop your tape and I'll check it out. But you check out my perspective, you know, Gun City, the EP, mixed and mastered by Smoke Shop Studios. It's all dancehall mixed with trap, so we call it Trap Hall. And basically, I'm going on your favorite rhythms, Rooster Rhythm, Rifle Behavior, you know, all the same stuff as Craft, Chronic Law, Squash, like Skilly Bang. Those are my artists, them, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm trying to make the man from Yard see Canada too. Like, and I'm not Jamaican, so I don't have a Jamaican patois, but I'm from Toronto and I'm Guyanese and I have my own style of patois, like my own twist of it. Like if you go to Barbados or St. Lucia, everyone has their own little swang of it, like their own little twang of it, you know what I mean? So I still kept the Toronto in there because I'm going to be me, you know what I mean? And when I shot my videos, I had a scruffy braid up. I told my director, I want to be authentically me. Like, I don't want to be, this is a video, I have to be so perfect. Nah, like, I want to be vulnerable. I want you guys to know who I am, who I really am. And, you know, like I said, I'm not lying. I just talk my truth and I tell how it is for me, you know. And if you don't see it from that way, and people are like, oh, why you say gun city and you're saying stop the violence? It's like, yeah, stop the violence. That's why, because it's a gun city, you know? Yeah, and it's at an all-time high now. You know, the youth, like at a young age, getting glizzies with switches, you know, and it ain't nothing to, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's the power that they get from that, you know, at such a young age where they can bat up like an older man or like just take someone's shit or like, you know, it's like I witnessed my friend take a chain and shoot someone, and basically they gave him like 13 years. And around that time, I was like doing the math, 13. Bro, like I'm in my 30s, mid-30s. I'm not going to jail right now for 13 years. I'm telling you that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
How about you go to a college program for 3 years or 2 years? Like, you know, pick something. Like you said, media, arts. If anybody's interested in different careers, there's so many different, you know, and I want to show youth like the different lanes, because maybe they never tried something yet and they don't even know they're good at it. You know, so if we provide a variety of things, they could try art, they could try something more technical, computers. There's so many lanes with AI and everything. Yeah, so you only limit yourself. If you're trying to push shiesty up and lock yourself away from the world and you just want to isolate and like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's gonna really fuck with you. Like, and I understand, like, I was like that when I was a youth. I didn't care, like, I was dark and whatever. I didn't care. But, like, you should care, you know? It's your life. You have one life to live, and why dash it away? Why not maximize your potential and try?
No,
you know what I mean? Give it a shot. Bet on yourself.
Facts.
Instead of going to 3 years to prison, I went to 3 years in college. Like, they gave me 3 years, right? But, you know what I mean? I came out, and then I went to college for 3 years. You know, so at the end of the day, it's like, why didn't I just go to college first? You know, like
Would have probably avoided the bin.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So like that's a message right here. Like, yo, you could avoid the bin, bro. You could avoid the peer pressure. You could say no. If you're a real man, you'd be like, yo, nah, like I'm not going, or I'm tired, I'm going home, or my mom needs help with the groceries, or be right. Some people are scared to tell their friends, I'll be right back.
I know.
I have to use the washroom. They're probably holding in their shit all day. You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, like be a man or be a woman, like, or whatever. Just know yourself, live with, you know, be yourself. Like, don't fall up to peer pressure and trolling and all this stuff. Who cares what somebody has to say? Once you know you, but, you know, not everybody's cut from that cloth, right? So they need validation. They need, like, likes, and social media has people live in a fantasy world.
That's facts.
You know, some youths right now are richer than me in the condo, kick up in Toronto, balling up, fucking getting Uber Eats every day. And when they go outside, they can't hang. You know what I mean? You can't hang with the big dogs, with the dogs them. Like, you know, you go to the club, like these guys take their little 1-2 snaps and they're gone. Like, and we're there all night, kick up. We're in the trenches, kick up. Like, there's a difference between the internet sensation and the person that's really out there, grassroots,
Really outside.
boots on the ground, outside.
That's
you
facts.
know?
That's facts.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Germz, we can have you all here all day. Let the people know how to reach out to you, social media links. Tell them how to get you, man.
Yeah, so it's To Live and Die in T.O. on Instagram. On Spotify, it's G-Ville. So there's so many. My name's Germz, but there's so much germs, right? So I had to put G-Ville.
Yeah.
So, you know, G-Ville, new tape coming out soon. I just dropped the song Bear Killer video out, and I'm about to drop my next song called M16. And you don't know what Stop the Violence, but if a boy violate, you don't know, eh?
Not sweet.
Don't know, eh?
Thank you so much for coming. Honestly, I learned
Thank
so
you.
much. I'm excited to. I'm motivated.
Nice.
You know, I want to go in my hood and work with the youth because I'm always batting them up when every
For
chance I
sure.
get. Like, yo, go to school with my youth, but I have to sacrifice for the greater good of the youth. I want to see more for them. I want them to have opportunities. I want them to change their life. And it's people like you that we need showing up in the community, putting boots on the ground, motivating the youth. And there has to be people like us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Representatives like us.
People that really been through it, people that really have experience that can actually tell stories for real. That's seen shit.
That's why, like, you know, even though I'm doing the youth program, I still make my music because, like you said, it has to be people like us. So the youth them have to know that I can connect with them on a level.
Mm.
I've been there, done that. I have to use my story. I try to keep my story to myself because it incriminates me. But at the same time, sometimes the youth are fascinated by it for the wrong reasons.
I know.
I'm not trying to glorify what I went through, right?
Yeah, no, I know.
Like, there's a lot of bad to it, right? But anyways, you know, shout out all the man them. I want 2 shout outs.
Go ahead, do your thing, man.
Shout out my boy AK. We got the Shoreville mixtape. Shout out my boy Techniques. You know, one of the first persons that I ever made a track with back in the days, IC Visions. You know, so shout out my boy AG the Kid. I forgot to shout him out last time.
Oh, no, wait, I swear. Well, we were playing videos.
Because we spoke about it prior to rolling.
Ah,
So
yeah,
them-
yeah. Shout out to AG, man.
You know, and then shout out my boy OG from the Dot, Doc Villain, Kosh, X Log. You know, last time we talked about inspirations, you know, I forgot to say Don Million, you know, Corey Fila, mans like that, you know. And yeah, man, a lot of people saw the last podcast and they just rated the way I talked about my mom, my dad. They're like, you know, they appreciated that I told the story, like, genuinely, you know. So I appreciate you for giving me the platform to speak because it did make an impact last time. And from then till now, look at the changes. So,
amazing.
you know, shout out my boy TK, Shoeezy, you know, everybody that's out there, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, shout out Gutsy too, you know what I mean? I never met him before, but you don't know, man, them. You know what I mean? Shout out you too.
Thank you. I'm Tia Taylorr.
Appreciate you, Tia. You know what I mean? Shout out you too.
Family,
Las
always.
Shout out to you.
You know what I'm saying? And shout out to you,
In the back.
Shout out
Bip,
to
bip.
Inter.
Don't know.
But yeah, it's the Man Them Show. We gone.
Ah,
Out.
we got it.